Note the 4-hour chart I said, and you can see that it bounced off of the gold SMA and headed up. So I was thinking that it looked really good for it going up today. And this point in time on the short-term chart looked really good to get in because it is at a support level and it's very uptrending. So I did a long position here. I got in and it immediately started to go up. And I thought, well, the likelihood of it going up to this point is pretty good. I went ahead and put it in an order. That's a huge trade right there. But it kind of flattened out and didn't really want to go up any further. So I thought, well, I'll just be on the safe side and put in a stop order to protect any losses. Went up a little bit further and kind of hesitated. MACD is looking good. I hung on. And looking at the 5 and 15-minute charts over here now, I changed this one to the 15-minute. You can kind of see, ooh, it looks like it might be coming down. It might be coming down to the 45.80 level or even 73. And so I lowered my expectations here and thought, well, maybe it might come up again and I might at least get $100 out of the deal here. Put my stop up one tick above where I got in to protect any losses. And I got stopped out. And it was just one little candle, as it turns out, that dropped down and then it went up again. So I'll go back to the previous screen here. Because as it turns out, I kind of did make a bad call on the next one. This often happens. You'll get one candle that kind of knocks you out of position, and then it will go the right way for a little while. And that's kind of what happened this morning. I didn't lose anything really. I lost $12.50. So, that's sad, and I did miss out. But then I did a short at this point, and I shouldn't have done a short. It did drop below support, which is why I was thinking that. And also the longer term charts kind of showed me that, yeah, it was going to drop. But that was probably not a good place to get in. I want to wait till the MACD backs up my decision there to get in a short. So I got in a short and I waited it out, and it went up and up and up and tipped over, and then it started to drop. So that was very hopeful and came back down. All right, and then it bounced off that point where I got in and went back up again. So now we've got kind of like a zigzag pattern going on. We've got a peak here that's formed. It is lower than this one here, but you've also got a support as well. So it's a little bit of a tricky situation this morning, and I'm not really sure what it's going to do. I am in a short with no protection here, and opening bell is in less than 2 minutes. And it went way up. Actually broke the resistance level of this previous peak, and it kept going up. Now it looks like it's going to tip over, but I'm at a $450 loss for the first trade, or second trade, I guess it is. So I should have just put my stop in and gotten stopped out of that position, or gotten rid of the stop because it was so uptrending. If I got rid of the stop on the first trade, I would have at least gotten something out of that, pretty sure. All right, well, anyway, I decided to do a reverse, which is, again, 2 limit orders at this position here, because that is a support, and I'm not looking at the MACD, which is another mistake here. Bit rattled and frustrated at this point, and I've been sitting here for about an hour trading at this point and haven't made very good decisions, so that does affect the way you trade. All right, and it kind of leveled out there, and I thought, well, I'll just do a reverse up here. So $425 loss, I'm looking to do a reverse. And of course, then it drops because I'm not in the right frame of mind here. And I'm in the green here. That's good. Whittling away my losses. At this point, I don't have a stop or limit order, and that's also a mistake. I should have at least put in a protective order because it does look very flat here. And it's possible, I'm in a long position, it's possible that it will drop still. I kind of doubt it. I think at the time I was thinking that it was very bullish and it's very uptrending. And so I wasn't too worried about stops. I didn't want to get stopped out. And it's working out okay for me. And I went ahead and got out. So that's not a bad trade, actually. Excuse me. All right, got out, whittled back my losses. Now I only have $187 loss. Now, at this point, I should have stopped and reconsidered kind of my mindset, maybe even quit for the day, because it is almost 10 o'clock. And as you can see, I ended up with a $900 loss for the day. And if I had stopped here, I would have only had $187 loss. I wasn't making real good decisions. And it has already gone up quite a bit, and it's like extended pretty far over the supports and SMAs and all this. It's not just a real good time to trade, honestly. But I did another long here, and in hindsight, I mean, I know more, but at the time, it wasn't a horrible place to get in. There's some perspective. I drew a channel line here, and you can kind of see that it's near the bottom of the channel on the short-term chart. So that is a very encouraging sign. The MACD actually looks really good. I think I just got in a bit too soon. And then it dropped even further. Now I'm at a $737 loss, and I didn't have a stop in place and really should have. And I'm still hanging on. I'm thinking, okay, is that a bottom and turn? And then it kind of dropped below it after a little while. I decided to put in a stop there. And it looks like probably I got stopped out. Okay, so I'm out here. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I changed my mind again and decided to do another short at this point, looks like. So I'm in a short position thinking, okay, it's probably going to drop some more. The MACD is actually looking good for that. Looking back here, I put in an order kind of where this had flattened out before. That's not a bad support place. And let's see what it does. All right, it's looking good. Whittling back my losses again. Not bad. Now I've whittled back my losses to 687. And it dropped some more. And then I decided to do a long at this point. And again, the reason I did so is because it is now at support here and here. It is looking like a good place to do it. However, I do think it's a bit premature. I don't see enough evidence here to justify doing a long position quite yet. But I did. Going up a little bit, I'm a little bit hopeful. And that's looking very good. Okay, kind of stuck on this gold SMA here. If it doesn't break through that, that's not a good thing. I actually got out. Let's see, let me go back. Okay, so I must have gotten out like right about there. In fact, yeah, 78.25, that's where I got out, right there. So again, I whittled back a little bit more losses. Now I'm at 550. That's not too bad. Goodness. And it does look like it has bounced off of that line now on both of these charts. The MACD is not looking good to get in a long, but I went ahead and did. Went ahead and got in a long at this point. Looks like it can be dropped and came back up again. And doesn't seem to want to quite go up yet. In fact, it dropped a little bit more. It's just kind of hovering around that support there. Okay, so I had actually put an order in. You can't see it, but I think it was like right here at the blue line. I put an exit order in, and then I walked away, and I got filled there. So that was actually quite good. And I whittled back my losses again to 337. So actually, I'm feeling pretty good about my. I don't think I'm going to make any money today, but I'm trying to just get rid of my losses as much as I can. And it is looking more and more like a swoop, but now we're at a dip here. So this is not a bad place to do a long. So I placed an order here, and it dropped again. And it went back all the way down there and tested that support. So now I lost 300 on this trade again. It's just been kind of a frustrating morning. And then it dropped even further, and I did not have a stop play in place there. It's not good trading for that particular trade. I should have gotten stopped out. And it formed a new low here, which is really not good. And the MACD is the only piece of hopeful news right here. It went all the way down to that red line. That was pretty bad. And I hung on the entire time. This one trade, I lost $625. I should never allow that to happen. That's just not acceptable. So it kind of bounced around a little bit, and I'm trying to get my bearings, trying to figure out what's going on long term. And long term, it's still higher than the previous day's lows. So that is another piece of hopeful news, I suppose. The MACD does not look good to be in a long position. And it does look like now we're in a downtrend here. And we're hitting that blue SMA and then dropping. So I kind of saw that, and I did react properly, it looks like. I switched positions. Unfortunately, that was a pretty big loss to sustain in that last trade. But now I'm in a short position, and I think that's a better place to be. And now I'm being ultra conservative, trying to just take, little bits at a time instead of big movements. But I should have done that before. It's kind of late now. All right. I believe I got filled on that order. Let's see. So it looks like it went down to the gold SMA. Not sure that it did. I'm not sure what happened on that last trade, honestly. I think I got stopped out. I think that's what happened. It went up, and then I got stopped out at a one tick below where I got it. So at least it wasn't any loss. I've covered my commissions. That's how I think of that. All right, now I'm doing a long here and hoping only for like 150 bucks. I'm in a long and actually did well on that one. Okay, so I'm back down to $750 loss. And I'm doing another long because it broke through that support, and I'm still feeling that bullish from this morning. That bullish feeling, even though it's had a huge big drop. In fact, sometimes when it goes up like that and corrects, this is actually not a bad time to do a long. When it has a good support and bounce right there. All right, so I'm in a long with my stop and limit orders in place. And it's looking good. And I lowered my expectations a little bit and got out at a smaller profit. Still whittling back those losses, now at 662 loss. And these are going away. This has just gotten filled, so. Okay, wait a minute. No, okay, so I placed one more order. I had to leave, and it was 12:40 at this point. I should never have been trading that long, but I was just trying to get back some of my losses for the day. And I wanted to do one more trade because I felt like I knew what it was going to do. So I placed an order with two triggers that were linked together. And so if this dropped down to here, it would get filled. And then if it dropped any further, I'd get stopped out, and I'd maxed that at, I don't know, I think it was like 150. Yeah, $150 loss. And I raised that up to here. I really thought it would probably get up to that point. And I came back and I had gotten it filled, and then I got stopped out. So I added another $150 loss to the day. So I actually ended up at, I have to go back and look, but it was over $900, unfortunately, for the day. So yeah, that was a frustrating day.